Hello, Terry.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You've been a busybody.
Yeah.
It's been hard to find you, but I'm glad we have been able to now find you.
Yes, it's been a bit busy, but now we're here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, let's keep up with the series then.
Yeah, sure.
So today I want to talk about operations and compliance.
Okay.
Okay, there's a question that came up. Um, how many residents can I have in an adult family home?
How many residents? So how the number of residents depends on the number that you are approved by the state to be licensed for. So you can go to some homes they are approved to a number of three. So if your license says you only approved for three residents, you can't have a fourth resident.
Can or can't?
Can't.
Okay.
So the only time you can have more than the three residents is when you have to call in the state. They have to increase what we call increase your capacity, your bed capacity. So when you're issued your AFH license from the DSHS, in on there they tell you the number of people that you're approved for. So like you already know, in one of our homes was 6 people, another one was 5 people. So in the 5 one, I cannot have more than 5 residents until I request for an increase of capacity. So that number is limited to how many people the state say you may have on the license.
All right, so you have to, if you're looking to add more people, you have to request for an increase of capacity.
Yes. So that's a whole form that we just fill out and send it out to them. And depending on what needs, sometimes for you to increase capacity, maybe you remodeled and had an extra room built, so they will come in back again just like they did your initial inspection, but they're not going through the whole house. They are going through the new area, so to make sure if you remodeled, now you have maybe two or more bedrooms, and that's why you're asking for increase of capacity. So they'll come in and you know inspect that and say yes or yeah, now you can have an increase of capacity. So they have to inspect that. The state has to. Even if your city inspector came in and did the inspection, the state still has to do that.
Interesting. Another question that came up is what are the WAC codes and how do I need to comply with them?
So the WAC code, which is a wash, which these are the this is WAC. We call them WAC. Is what those are the rules and regulations we as adult family home providers need to abide to. So these totally regulate. They tell you exactly what is required. So they are more like laws that will tell you, yes, this is what you're required to do. If um, you're required to have a professional license to run an adult family home, yes, you do. It tells you exactly what professional licenses you can have, and it also tells you you need a background check. And so it also in that background check it will tell you of things on your background check as a provider you cannot have. So these are the laws and regulations we run the adult family home on.
Another question by a curious mind.
Mhm.
Can I admit residents with dementia or mental illness?
Yes, but you have to know one thing. To do this, it must be listed on your license. So that's the reason why we end up having, when you're submitting your information or you're submitting your initial paperwork, you'll be asked for your mental health certification, your dementia certification, and your developmental disability certification. So if you do not have those certificates, it will limit the number of people that you can admit into your home. Because yes, I may have mental health and dementia, and I end up having a client who has a diagnosis of developmental disability. I cannot admit that resident until I have that license or that can I say it's a capacity, but until I have forwarded my certificate to the state to tell them yes, I have gone through the class and I can be able to admit anyone with the diagnosis of developmental disability.
So what I'm hearing is there's different certifications for different cares. So someone that has mental illness, there's a certificate for that, and there's someone has dementia, there's a certificate for that.
Yes, there is.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, because there are classes we take, just like any other school you go to. There are classes to take to know how to deal with individuals with those diagnoses. So it's very important. So I cannot accept someone with a diagnosis of dementia into my home if I have not submitted my certificate of dementia in the home.
Interesting.
But it's more of like pretty much like a requirement for you to have the certificate. The only certificate they never really are going to make sure you don't have, because most of our clients, a majority of our clients will either have a developmental disability, or will have dementia, or will have a mental health, or all. So those are one of the major diagnoses we deal with when it comes to our residents.
So I have a quick scenario. Maybe you could walk. Let's say someone's living with a parent or a spouse, and then they suddenly start to see something maybe with their speech, their memory, and they take him in for a diagnosis, and the doctor says this is early stage dementia. How can that person who say that they're living with, uh, they don't have a nursing background, how can they, if they want to care for this person effectively, what steps can they take in order for them to care for this person effectively?
That's a very nice question. So for me, from my experience, it was always good to be able to join groups that have, like mental support groups of people, because they're, like how we have support groups for individuals with cancer. We do have a support groups for individuals or caregivers who are dealing with, parents who are going through the early stages of dementia and Alzheimer's. And these support groups are there, or even take a class itself. Just familiarize yourself with the type of behavior that may be, you may see in your parents. And one of the things is like it's a lot of support, because it shows up in different ways in different individuals. So it's more about uh, knowledge. Knowledge is always power. So if you can be able to take one of those classes, for especially for those people who do not have a background in healthcare, it's good to take a class in that. Take that class of dementia or mental health, and see how you can be able to support your individuals well. Yeah,
So exhaust all the resources that you can.
pretty much. Yes.
Facebook groups.
Yes. Because you will only get to learn more of these things by interacting with people who also are going through the same thing. So sometimes we may come down in that group, and you will be able to be told, hey, this is what my dad or my mom is going on with right now. So is it something? And then somebody else will say so, and you'll just, wow, I'm also going through the same thing. So what worked for you, or what worked for, or what did not work for you? So there are those groups. You don't even have to go in person. There's so many of them, like on Reddit, and they are very, very helpful. It helps you give you a broader perspective of what's going on.
Interesting. That's a very unique perspective that I'm also learning to know. So one last question, because I know you're a very busy person and you need to attend to other matters and stuff.
No
So
worries.
someone has been asking online, what is the difference between an adult family home and an assisted living?
So when it comes to adult family homes have a lower capacity of residents or individuals that are under our care. When it comes to assisted living, you may have a very large group of people, and not all the individuals in assisted living require assistance with their care or medication. So when it comes to assisted living, it's very mixed. So some residents may just be there for this, help with care with their ADLs, the activities of daily living. Some are only there for cares when it comes to medication management. But these individuals are still living in apartments. So these are communities. So these are the 5 or 6 story buildings that you see, and individuals are living in apartments in it. When you come to an adult family home, it is a residential home. So this is a residential home, just like you have your home right now that you're living in. I can take an example of my home. It has bedrooms, number of bedrooms it has, but now I take care of the individuals, and I have been certified. I've been licensed to do that. Capacity, when it comes to capacity, adult family home always have a smaller number of residents. Therefore, that means more one-on-one. Uh, so you have more attention to the to the with the residents that you're taking care of, and unlike assisted living. So assisted living are big. It's just like an apartment complex, but now several rooms in those apartment complex are people who have signed up for services for medication assistance or activities of daily living assistance. Yes, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just like always, we've learned a lot during this short segment, and I look forward to seeing you again to answer various questions that keep coming in.
Sure.
And as usual, could you please share with the curious mind out there that is looking to get in touch with you for consultation services and whatnot, what is the best way to reach you?
Always the best way to reach me is probably via text messages, and my number is 206-973-9388. Under the group called Exigent Consultants. We've been around since 2020. We have more than almost 100, if not more than, adult family homes under our belt. We have assisted to run and open and continue to take care of them in several ways. So feel free to join our group. Call if you need to call. I will always call you back. And feel free. Thank you so much for the support, and for all of you who are looking to open adult family home, welcome. And for those who already are in the adult family home group, let's continue doing this work, and let's do it with a lot of excellence. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I'll
Bye.
see you next time.
Next time.